and welcome back to Whiteboard Learning Platform. My name is Anuradha Tripathi, and today's session is related to the daily current affairs series, whereby we will discuss not only the news from the national affairs but any species, river or wildlife sanctuary specific news, along with the sports related current affairs and any specific days which falls on the 7th of October. So without the further delay, we will be starting the session, and please stay tuned till the end so that you will be covering all important aspect related to the current affairs. So the very first news that we will be discussing is about the PM internship scheme. PM internship scheme 2024. So this scheme has been launched with this, which is a part of PM package. This PM package was announced in budget 2024, which will be consisting of 5 different scheme or aspect related to the employment generation and the skill development. And PM internship scheme is one of those 5 schemes under the PM package, specifically meant to provide the internship to the youth in the country. So in this particular scheme, approximate 1 crore youth will be provided the training or the internship in a 500 company for the next 5 years, which means up to 2019. During the duration of the tenure or duration of the internship will be 1 year. And during this tenure of the 1 year, the youth or the internship will be getting the stipend. As far as the stipend is concerned, the monthly stipend is consisting of 5,000 rupees per month. Apart from this, there is one more provision for the internship, that the youth will also be getting a one-time financial assistance, which is worth rupees 6,000 rupees. So here you should remember that this 6,000 is in the addition of the monthly stipend, which is 5,000 rupees. If we talk about that, what is the procedure? So the portal to register under the PM internship scheme 2024 will be opening from the 12th of October 2024, which is the pminternshipmca.gov.in. Here there is a eligibility criteria which the government has mentioned for the youth to be registered in this particular scheme and get the required training, which is any youth aged in between 21 to 24. So here you should remember the age criteria, which is 21 to 24. Along with this, the youth should not be employed in any particular employment opportunity. Apart from this, that internship should also not engaged in any full-time education. So here the criteria or the eligibility is, as far as concerned, it is with respect to age, which is 21 to 24, not indulge in any employment, and along with the not any full-time education. So this is the criteria which is with respect to the youth to have the benefit of the PM internship. This you should remember, that might be asked in the examination. Along with this, as far as this 500 companies are concerned, so the government have also said that this participation of the company in order to provide the internship is voluntary. The reason being is because here the internship cost or the training cost have to be bear by the company itself, whereby they can use the 10% of the fund from their own corporate social responsibility. But as far as the contribution from the side of the government is concerned to share the burden of the training cost, as such there is no provision. Therefore the government have made the participation from the side of the company voluntary. So this is, you should remember that the participation of the company is voluntary, whereby the training cost have to be bear by the company itself, not the government. So these are the certain features or the aspect that might be asked in the examination. So you should remember all these points. Now the next news that we will be discussing is about a species of a donkey, namely Halari. The article which was published in the Hindu newspaper on the 7th of October, whereby this article is discussing that this species is declining and it needs to be preserved, or the conservation is important. The reason being is because of the modernized means of the transportation. So the relevance of this donkey to carry the weightage on their back is declining. So here we will be looking after that what is the need to preserve this species, what is their relevance. So as far as the name of the donkey itself is concerned, it gets its name because it's found in a particular region of Gujarat, namely Halar. Halar is a region in Gujarat whereby this particular species of the donkey is found, namely Halari. So that's how this species get its name. So this is a native to the Shastra region of the Gujarat. If we talk about its IUCN status by the, then it is a endangered status. So that also you should remember. Here what is important to understand, that this species is considered to be one of the most intelligent, reason being is the close association with the human being, because various groups or the community is using this particular species of the donkey in order to carry the weightage on their backpack. For example, Harvard and Rabdi pastoralist community, they use this donkey as a pack animal during their migration. Okay, so this is the importance. And the conservatives, the conservations are talking about the preservation of this donkey species, so that there should be a appropriate genetic diversity and the cultural heritage which is associated with this particular community. Another important aspect we should know, whenever any species you find in the news, their physical appearance and their diet pattern. As far as this species is concerned, so they appear in the white and the gray color, as we can see in the image. Along with this, they have a very strong and the muscular build. What makes this donkey species different, that they can survive in the arid and the semi-arid area, which means their diet is very minimal in terms of the food and the water. So therefore they can carry at a longer distance even with the inadequate food and the water availability. So these are the two important aspects that with respect to their adaptability and appearance. If we talk about their economic significance, then the milk from this species of the donkey is used in for the medicinal purpose, and specifically in the cosmetic industry. So their dried form of a milk is in a huge demand in the international market, which is 7,000 rupees per kg, that is used in the for the cosmetic purpose. Along with this, if not dried, then it is 1,000 rupees for the medicinal values. If we talk about the market price of each donkey in the market, then it is a 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so here the question that might be asking is either with respect to the IUCN status, where it is found, what are the features, and their economic significance. So the economic significance is the because of their milk either in the medicinal or in the cosmetic industry. Now the next news that we will be discussing is about River Negro. Okay, so the article is published in the Canadian press, which says that the drought have been prevalent in this particular river in the past 122 years because of the decrease in the rainfall. So this is very important news because the level of the water in this river is very declining, and that to the in the past 122 years. So this river is Negro River is a tributary of Amazon River. So we will be looking after the certain aspect from the geographical perspective, like what is the origin point, where does this river meet the Amazon River, what are the significant other features in terms of the flora and fauna. First and foremost, we will be looking after that this river is also termed as the Black River. So the Black River, why? Because the water of this river is in the black color. Thereafter, that's how the river also get the name the Negro. However, whenever this river rises from its origin point, it does not known as the Negro. Rather than it is known as a Guianan River. So this river, which originate from the highland of Colombia and Venezuela. So when this river is originating from the Colombian highland, there it is known as the Guianan River, not the Negro River, that you should remember. But when this river is entering into Brazilian cities, so thereafter it is termed as the Negro River. So when it flows eastward into the Brazil, thereafter it is termed as the Negro River. It is the largest black water river, as I told you. Here The reason of getting the black color is because of the prevalence of the tannin in the river. So that also you should know, that what is the reason behind its color. This is the prevalence of the tannin in the water. Although it is in a black color, but it is having a very least amount of the sediments, and it is one of the clear water, in a clear water as far as the sedimentation or any other aspect is concerned. But here the color of the water is black, that you should remember. If you talk about the ranking of this river in terms of the volume of the water, then it is sixth largest by water volume, and it meets the Amazon river nearby a city in the Brazil, namely Manaus. Okay, so this river meets the Amazon river nearby the Manaus. Here, the intermixing of the water of Negro and the Brazil Amazon river is very different, because the Negro river is in a black color and the Amazon river in the sandy colors. So we can see that the meeting point in the two different color of the two different rivers. Later on, it intermingle with each other at a very greater distance. So that is the point where we can see at the Brazilian cities Manaus. If you talk about the biodiversity, then the pink river dolphin, giant otters, and numerous fish species is found in this particular river. And apart from this, one more important aspect that was mentioned in the article in the Canadian press, this Negro is not the largest tributary of Amazon, but it is Madeira River, which is the Amazon's longest tributaries. So these are the certain aspects which you should know that might be asked in the examination, like which among the following river is the largest black water river, okay, and which is the following river which is also having the fresh water or the clean water but still looks like some black color, okay, in which particular continent it is located. So that's how the in exam the question will be asking, and you should be in a position to answer that. Now the next news is with respect to Attur Nagaram Wildlife Sanctuary that was published in the Hindu newspaper, which talks about its destruction because of the heavy rainfall. So we will be looking after the location of this wildlife sanctuary and what is the kind of vegetation or any other river which pass through or go through this particular wildlife sanctuary along with the fauna. So first and foremost is about the location. So this particular wildlife sanctuary is located at a border of the three states. One is Telangana, second is Maharashtra, and the third one is Chhattisgarh in Mulugu district of Telangana, that is in the border region of Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh and Telangana. So this is the location. If you talk about when this particular wildlife sanctuary was being declared, then it is in the 1952 by the Nizam of Hyderabad. So that also you should remember, that when this particular wildlife sanctuary was declared as a wildlife sanctuary. So that is in 1952. If you talk about the area, means the geographical expansion of this particular wildlife sanctuary, then it is approximate 806 kilometer water body, any river which is passing through. So Godavari river also passed through this wildlife sanctuary along with this Dayyam Vagu, which divide this sanctuary into the two parts. So these are the two water bodies that pass through this particular wildlife sanctuary. If you talk about the flora, then it is having the tropical dry deciduous forest, which means the tree will shed their leaves during the dry season. A species like teak and bamboo terminalia found in this particular region. So here one more thing we can understand, this teak, bamboo and the terminalia is a kind of the tropical dry deciduous vegetation which is dominating in this particular wildlife sanctuary. If you talk about the fauna, then here diverse range of the fauna is also found, right away from the tiger to leopard, panthers, wolves and black bugs, along with the reptiles like mugger, crocodiles, python, cobras, all these. So that is also you should remember. If you talk about the cultural significance, then there is a temple which is located within this wildlife sanctuary, which is Samaka Saralama temple within the boundary of this wildlife sanctuary. So that's how you should cover all the wildlife sanctuary or any tiger reserve or the national park which is in news. So with respect to their location, any water body, the type of vegetation, kind of the flora and fauna which is found in this any particular wildlife sanctuary, and these are the dimension from where the question will be asked from the examination. Now the next news is with respect to the defense area, which is about the very short range air defense system, namely Vashodras. Here the DRDO have tested successfully this Vashodras, which is the fourth generation. Okay, so that you should remember about the generation, because the question will be asked like Vashodra, which is a very short range air defense system, is which among the following generation, first, second, third and fourth. So that's how the generation is also important, like it is a fourth generation. What makes this different Vashodra, that this is basically a man portable air defense system. Here the meaning of the portable is that it is very light and easy to handle, that it can be adjusted as per the requirement of the defense personnel, and that's how it can be easily settled into any high difficult terrain, or for example like in the Himalayan region, because it is portable, easy to carry, that can be deployed anywhere despite the fact that terrain is very difficult and difficult to access. So this is what the significance of this Vashodra. If you talk about that the aspect of this air defense system, then it is a surface to air missile which can be designed and operated by even an individual or small number of the team. So small team and individual can easily access. Here we can see that it is a very short range air defense system, which means here if you talk about the specifically the Vashodra range, then you should remember it is a 6 kilometer. Okay, so the geographical range as far as this system is concerned, it is 6 kilometer. If you talk about that any organization specifically which have designed and built this Vashodras, then it is indigenously developed and designed by the Research Center Imarat in collaboration with the DRDO laboratories and the industry. So this is basically a collaboration whereby this air defense system have been developed in the collaboration with the International Research Center Imarat, DRDO and the industry. Here you should know the certain features also. So this can neutralize any aerial attack from the low altitude and from the short range. So here the its capacity is concerned in order to neutralize any aerial threat, that is the low altitude and the short range. So range I have already mentioned that the maximum is the 6 kilometer, that you should remember. If you talk about the technological features of this Vashodras, then it's a dual band IIR seeker. So here the meaning of the dual is two, which means in order to identify any aerial threat or attack, it will be using the two different radio waves, which makes the identification very precise, and therefore the target will be very that it can target very easily. And apart from this, it is a miniature reaction control system, which means it can control the navigation very easily along with the integrated avionics, which means the navigation with the help of the electronic equipment. So these are the certain features with respect to the very short range air defense system, which is Vashodras. Now the next news that we will be discussing from the sports area about Women Asian Championship Trophy 2024. So I have kept the two images for the this particular championship, whereby the Bihar Chief Minister have released the mascot along with the logo. So whenever you find any event with respect to the sports is going to be started, so there are the certain basic aspect you should know, which is first and foremost is where it is going to be conducted. Then the second is what is the mascot, and the third is the logo, along with the how many countries are going to participate. So this Women in Asian Championship Trophy 2024 is related to the hockey sports, that is going to be started in from the 11th of November to the 20th November. That will be done in the Rajgir district of the Bihar. So the place you should know, this is the Rajgir, and from the 11th of November to the 20th November. So here the Chief Minister of Bihar have released the mascot of this Women Asian Championship, which is Gudiya. We can see here. Okay, this Gudiya is basically a sparrow, which is also a state bird of Bihar. So the mascot is Gudiya, which is a state bird of Bihar. And this Women Asian Championship Trophy with related to hockey is going to be conducted at Rajgir. It's in its newly developed hockey stadium from 11th of November to 20 November 2024. And this event is a joint venture between the Hockey India and the government of Bihar. That is also important, that Hockey India and Bihar government. If we talk about the how many countries are going to be participate in this Women Asian Championship, then it is 6. This is also very important. You should remember that only 6 countries are going to participate, and that too from the Asian region. So therefore you should know the name of the country also, that is India, China, Thailand, Malaysia, South Korea and Japan. So only these 6 countries is going to be participate in this region, okay, and that is specifically organized for the women hockey player from these 6 countries. Another important aspect is about the logo. Okay, so this is the image of the logo. We can see here there is one hockey stick. Here the hockey stick symbolize that hockey is basically a national sports of India. And if we see the another image in the logo of this particular event, that is the Bodhi tree. So we all know that the Bodhi tree is related to the enlightenment of the Buddha. So this Bodhi tree in the logo symbolizes the knowledge and the power, harmony and the tolerance as far and the development which connect the people to each other and create the harmony. So that's how the logo of this particular event. You should remember the how the question will be coming is, which among the following is included in the logo of the Women Asian Championships? So it will have the hockey or the Bodhi tree or any particular architecture feature. So you should know that in the logo there is only 2 aspects. One is the hockey stick and another is the Bodhi tree. The question can also be asked like, which among the following is the mascot? So the answer will be a Gudiya, which is the state bird of Bihar. Another question that can be asked is, how many countries are going to be participate? So the answer will be the 6 country, and that too from the Asian region. And this event is related to the women hockey players.